everyone, it's Holly Nicole George, also known as the Twister Sister, back with another free balloon animal tutorial just for you guys. This week we're going to learn how to make a swan out of balloon animals, but this isn't like any swan you've seen before with just one balloon. We are stepping it up this week and we're going to make something really special. So here we are, it's the week before Easter. A lot of you are probably getting ready to celebrate, and I thought about doing another Easter themed tutorial, but this was inspired by a recent trip we made this weekend to our local theme park, and they have two gorgeous swans that just live there in their big pond in the middle of the park, and they were right up next to the fence this weekend. We got super close to them and they're just majestic and huge. I mean, I looked it up afterwards, and but swans are like the biggest type of waterfowl, so between ducks and geese and everything, swans are just massive birds. I mean, we could see the claws on their feet, and their feet were huge, and so I was just really inspired by these big, majestic, graceful animals who are also very like fierce, like you don't mess with them. And there's baby birds everywhere. We saw baby emus, everybody's having babies. And so it is sort of a nice spring sort of animal to add to your menus, which I do have clip art for you guys. Now, if you're not sure why I'm always drawing my balloons as cartoon graphics and you've never used a menu with your balloon jobs before, I have a treat for you guys this week. I've got a free starter menu that you can use to kind of get your feet wet, get the feel of using a menu while you work. Now, this is a menu that is geared towards beginner twisters, so all pretty simple things, or advanced twisters who are doing a fast line work job. These are all things that I would put on a line work menu. Go to the link in the description below to grab your free starter menu. I'll also send you instructions on how to print it out, how to display it, and then how to customize it if you decide that you need some more flexibility and want to change out some of the items on your menu. I will give you all the details. It's all for free. Just head to the link in the description below and grab that today. On to today's tutorial, the swan. We're gonna need 260s for this design. I've got two white 260s and also two black 260s. Both the whites I've nearly inflated all the way with just about a 1.5 to 2 inch tail. So I'm just gonna put one of these white ones under my arm, and then I'm gonna take a black 260, and I've fully inflated this one all the way down, and then I let a good amount of air out before I tie this off to make it really soft and squishy, because we're actually gonna start twisting from the end of our balloon, not from where we twisted the knot. It's a little bit different, but that will help keep you from having a big nozzle at the end of your swan's beak. So working from the end of our black 260, we're gonna twist off about 2 to 3 inches for the beak, okay? And we're working very delicately and gingerly with our balloon because we don't want to squish too much air out, because then we're gonna run out of room here at the bottom because we fully inflated this thing, right? Okay, so we've twisted off enough for our beak. We're gonna twist off 2 1-inch bubbles. These will become the eyes, so you want them to be the same size or as close as possible. And twist those 2 smaller bubbles together. So we have something like this, little dog face, okay? And then you're gonna take your white 260, we're gonna grab the nozzle, and we're gonna twist it around here, really get it up in there nice and tight, pull it through those 2 bubbles to lock it in place, and maybe even do it again. You really want it to be on there really well. Okay, so now we're gonna arrange our balloons like this. We're gonna come down on our white 260, about 2 inches or so. You need it to be bigger than the eye bubbles. And then we're gonna put a pinch twist back here. So just a small round bubble, we're gonna turn that into a pinch twist, just like that. We're gonna go back into the eyes with our white balloon. So fold your balloon over, bring it back in, and twist it in there. All right, we should have something like this now, and I've got my white balloon sticking up here. It is ready to go over the eyes like that. And that you can probably see now the shape of our bird head starting to look like a real bird. Can you see it? Can you see it? If you're familiar with my flamingo tutorial, this is sort of similar. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. Get some extra practice in this sort of a head for a bird. Now I wanted to present you two options at this point. So I've got one swan here, which is done, fully completed. And you can see how I've left the beak sort of how we have it here. If you just cut off the black, then you'd be done with the beak. But I wanted to present you with another option that I think looks slightly better. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down on our remaining black balloon and just make the smallest little spacer bubble. Okay, just a little bubble. And then we're gonna do the tiniest pinch twist you've ever done in a 260. Just make it as small as you possibly can. So we really don't want this pinch twist to take away from the overall look of our bird's beak area. Okay, so just a small little pinch twist here. Now we're gonna take our black balloon. We've got all this on the bottom. We're gonna come up over sort of the bridge of the beak all the way around and then connect back into that pinch twist that's on the bottom and just wrap your balloon into that pinch twist. So you can see how that changes the face a little bit, and I feel like it gives the beak, it looks like it has a more gradual transition from head into beak instead of just being like, oh, we stuck this beak here on the front of his face. So a little bit more realistic. I mean, we are talking about balloons here, but I think this just looks a little bit more swan-like. Okay, so what do we do with the rest of our black? So you want to make sure you've wrapped it around that pinch twist a good number of times so that it doesn't come undone. We're going to rip or break or cut off our balloon. And you could, if you're really, really like super crazy talented, you could save the rest for the legs and feet. I'm just going to get another black balloon for those. Now I'm going to let the air out under the beak very carefully, and we're going to pull this nice and tight all the way underneath the head, back into the little white pinch twist on the back of the head. Wrap it around that white pinch twist once or twice to secure and tuck it up inside of the head. Okay, so now you can see we've got a really nice little swan head. And if you really don't like this pinch twist hanging out here at the bottom, you can even tuck it up inside the head and completely hide it. So I've gone ahead and done just that. I've just tucked that little black pinch twist up between our two white bubbles on the bottom of the head, so it's completely hidden, and now we just have the nice beak with the rounded part going around it. And the great thing about this design is no Sharpie artwork is needed because the eyes in black just say it all. You don't need to draw anything on this design. So let's finish out this bird with the body. I like to give the swan a nice curved neck. So we're really going to shape and squeeze the neck to make it really, really curved like a C shape. Okay, don't worry if you think it looks silly, like your swan is dying. It'll all work out in the end, I promise you. So more curve is probably better. So I'm gonna leave it like that. However long you want the neck to be, go ahead and twist it off where you think it should stop. So I'm gonna go right about here. I would guess that's about a foot in length, maybe a little bit more. And then we're gonna put a pinch twist here where we've made our twist. So just a small bubble, and then make this bubble a pinch twist. So it's gonna be a swimming like this. See, yeah, now you're seeing it. So the rest of our balloon here, it might be getting a little bit tight. We're going to do a really just a 3 bubble bird body. So whatever you've got left, kind of divide it up into thirds, make a twist, bring it back towards the pinch twist, twist it in there. All right, and with whatever we have left, we're going back to the back, and we just should have a tiny little bubble at the end. This is not really the tail, it's just the end point. Okay, so I'm just gonna wrap this bubble into my back end here. There we go. So our swan looks a little sickly, but you guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the neck back. Okay, and when you wedge it in between the two top bubbles of the body, you can see how it just makes that nice, elegant swan shape that finishes off with the beak curving back down towards the chest, and it just says swan to me. But we're not done, because these guys have huge wingspans, and so no balloon swan would be complete without some big, gorgeous wings. So let's grab our next white 260 and add them. So my second white 260, again, is just inflated to about a 1.5 to 2 inch tail. I'm taking the nozzle end and we're just going to wrap it into our pinch twist here at the chest. So just wrap it around that pinch twist to secure it in there. And we're gonna do a big loop going all the way up over the body into the back little bubble that we left out here. So just twist it into that little bubble in the back. Once you're twisted into the back, now we can make a little swan tail. So I just do a loop, not too big. You do want to squeeze the air out so that it's not, so that it's a little bit soft and we can give it some shape. So I'm going to twist off my loop. Okay, so my loop is here. Got our swan, and now we need the other wing. So we're going to come back over on this side and just eyeball it to make sure they're the same size. And we're going to twist back into the pinch twist in the front. Okay, looking pretty good now. Whatever you have left, we are done with, so you can get rid of it. You can cut it off, rip it off, bite it off, whatever you're good at. And now we're gonna shape some things. So on the wings, I'm gonna pull them back and squeeze them here at the back, making a corner. And that's gonna give a nice little wing shape. Same thing on the other side. Just pull it back into a corner and squeeze to give it some nice shape. And then on the tail, I just kind of like to squeeze it and pull it up a little bit. So you kind of get a little bit of like that duck shaped tail thing going. Okay, so that is the swan's body finished and completed. You just want to arrange everything again so that the neck is in the middle of the wings and also wedged in between the two body bubbles so that the neck isn't like too far forward. We've also got the tail tucked up so it's in between the wings on either side of it, and you've got that little bubble right underneath the tail holding it up. So everything is nice and where it should be. Now, if you're gonna put this swan on like a hat or a bracelet or make it look like it's swimming in some water, then you don't need to add legs to this design. Obviously, you can't see swan legs when they're in the water. But if you want to add some legs, that's what we're gonna do next. So I'm just gonna take a black 260. I've left about 2 to 3 inch tail, doesn't matter too much. And I'm gonna do just a big loop. I'm keeping these kind of simple. Again, the swans that we saw in person the other day had huge feet, so I'm making pretty big loops. Dun dun dun. Okay, and then whatever you have left, we're gonna take up, you should have one bubble here on the bottom of the body. We're gonna thread our legs up so they're going right over that bubble in between the body, coming out on that side there. And then we're gonna bring this balloon down and connect it back into the feet. And then I like to do one little pinch twist here in the back just to help if I want to shape anything or keep the feet sort of flattened out a little bit. I've got some options when we've got a pinch twist. So the rest of this we can get rid of, we're done with. So there are our big swan feet. Now the only other thing I might want to do is just open these up a little bit so they look more like a webbed foot instead of just a round foot. So just pull out on the sides Give it some squeezing. So you get more of a triangle shape, like a webbed foot, instead of like this. It's just a minor detail that few people will probably even notice, but the gold is in those little details that you add to your designs. Okay, so now that is a completed standing swan, and he's pretty big, majestic, and graceful, and glorious, and I just love this design. So hopefully this gives you some ideas on how you could modify this with even just changing colors, and you could turn it into a completely different looking bird. I like the white swan, of course, because that's what I was inspired by this weekend, but this could easily be a really nice flamingo. You could probably just make a few modifications and turn it into ducks and geese and all other sorts of birds. So give it a go, see what colors you have and what you feel like making. And I'd love to see photos of what you guys do over on Facebook. You can find me at Holly the Twister Sister, my page there, or just tag me, Holly Nicole George, and I will be thrilled to see whatever pictures you guys post and what balloons you come up with this week. Once again, don't forget to go snag the clip art for this guy so you can put them on your menus and add them to your designs for this weekend. If you've never worked with clip art, you have no idea how to get started, but you might be interested in getting like nice professional menus that you can display when you do work, then definitely check out that free resource that I'm making available to you guys. It's a free starter menu. It's great for line work or for beginning twisters, and there are of course tutorials on my YouTube channel for every design that is on the starter menu, so you'll know how to make everything that's pictured. Channel members, don't go buy any clip art because you're getting this guy for free this week, and I'm going to show you a few ideas on how you could even dress him up and make him a little bit more festive for the holiday next week. So definitely check the members area on the YouTube channel to get your free clip art, and I'll see you guys over there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to see more fun balloon related content. I put out new videos every week, and I'd love to have you be a subscriber of my channel. I'll see you guys back again, same time, same place next week for another Tutorial Tuesday. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.